Welcome into another brand new playoff edition of Have a Shift Day. Megan and Nick here with you today. Jake has officially retired from the podcast. Ryan is unable to join us. Nick, how are we doing today?
Tired, but good.
Staying up late watching playoff games.
Sure.
Okay. Before we get into everything with the Stanley Cup Playoffs and then some other news, make sure you are subscribed to Have a Shift Day on YouTube and Spotify, and make sure you are following us on Instagram, TikTok, and X at HaveAShift_A so you never miss any of our daily playoff recaps, or you never miss when we post about when a new episode will come out, because episode releases get weird during the playoffs, especially with all of us back home now. So make sure you're following so you never miss any new episodes. And I guess we will just jump right into it with the playoffs. And the wonderful thing that happened over the weekend in the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Philadelphia Flyers were swept by the Carolina Hurricanes, and they have started their offseason and were off to Cancun Saturday night.
Yeah, welcome.
It's not a warm welcome, but thank you, Carolina. It's what we'll say to start. Thank you, Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, was anyone expecting a different result?
Maybe the Flyers themselves were, but
yeah, that was the most easy to. That was almost as easy as predicting them to sweep Ottawa.
Yeah.
That was easy.
I mean, we know that, like, if the Penguins were the ones in the second round, they would have gotten clapped. Because that Carolina team
at least won a game.
I don't know. I mean, that Carolina team looks unstoppable right now. They are 8-0, first team to do so since the 80s, which that team was one of the Gretzky Oiler teams. So do with that information what you will. But Nick, Carolina's been, I don't want to say they've been flying under the radar for the past several years. This is their third conference final in 4 years. They've always been considered a contender. They just have never been able to get over that hump in the conference finals. Everyone's like, this is the year this team looks different. What looks different to you?
Well, I don't know if it is different yet. I need to see them win a conference finals before I can say.
At least through these first two rounds.
But through these
because
first
they
two
haven't been this
rounds,
dominant.
They're just dominating teams. Like, no room to breathe out there. Like, the way that they're structured is just insane. I mean, every single person on their team, like, you look at their stats, like, their stars aren't even leading their, like, I think Ottawa only has 4 points in this playoffs. I think Jarvis has, like, 3. Like, it's like their depth this year. And every single person on this team is contributing. It's just crazy to me just how, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's everyone. It's not just a specific player. It's the whole team is just so, like, what's the word? Like, it's such a, oh my gosh. I don't know what I'm...
Collective
effort?
Saying?
Like, it's such like a tight-knit group is what I'm, like, trying to say. Like, everyone knows their role and they're doing it perfectly. And Anderson's also playing well, too. And that's why you see just Ottawa and Philly having no success, because they don't get off their game plan and they just smother you. It's not fun.
Yeah, I mean, their defensive structure, they just limit chances against them. And we saw that in the regular season. And we saw that against Ottawa. Like, they don't give you a lot of room to make a play, to get pucks on net, and again, it showed, which, I mean, this was going to be an interesting series because Philly's defensive structure had really changed drastically since the Olympics, and that was a big storyline in the first half of the first round series against the Penguins. And that was when you're going up against a team that's better than you defensively and you're already a really good defensive team, then there's not going to be a lot of scoring for you. So
yeah.
And you are absolutely right about the depth. The line of Taylor Hall, Jackson Blake, and Logan Stankoven has been a huge storyline in this series. Yeah. Taylor Hall is leading the Hurricanes, which is absolutely surprising. I mean, the man won a Hart Trophy, one of those random Hart Trophy winners, but he's an unbelievable player, and he just hasn't been the same player in the past several seasons, and he's really finding his game again, and him, Blake, and Stankoven are just clicking at the right time. There's no better time to be having some great chemistry. Taylor Hall leads the Canes with 12 points. Jackson Blake, who scored that overtime winner against the Flyers on Saturday to send them to Cancun, he has 11 points. He's really putting the league on notice. And Logan Stankoven has 8 points. 7 of those points are goals. And then, just you mentioned their stars. Aho has 4, Ehlers has 4, Jarvis has 4, Svechnikov has 3. He just got his first goal this past weekend. So you are absolutely right about the depth of this team coming through. And, I mean, we talk about it all the time, how you don't win a Stanley Cup if you don't have star players. And this team has star players, but you also don't win a Stanley Cup if you don't have depth scoring. And that's been the key piece right now. I mean, I don't want to say, like, they need their stars to get going, because obviously other pieces are carrying them through, but you want everybody to be going and scoring. You want your depth and your stars, because, I mean, when everyone's clicking, that's the right recipe for a championship win. And also, like, we have to remember, they've only played 8 games. So you look at those numbers and you're like, oh, that's really low for these top players, but they've only played 4 games, whereas, like, you have Montreal, who just played their 10th game of the playoffs, and the Avalanche, they're going to at least a game 5 in their series.
They're going to game 7.
I hope it goes to a game 7, because this series is unbelievable. But, I mean, I've heard people also saying, like, oh, this is the easiest path the Canes have had for a while. And, like, they're not completely wrong. But,
no,
like,
this is an absolute cupcake for them.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens in the third round, because we'll get to Montreal and Buffalo soon, but Montreal's looking really great right now, and they're putting up a ton of goals on Buffalo, on Alex Lyon, and you have to think, like, if they're the ones who come out of the series, how they're going to fare against Carolina's defense and a hot goalie like Freddie Anderson. But if Buffalo comes back, takes the series, they've been, like, they've been kind of up and down. They've had, I mean, they early in their series against Boston in Game 2, that one was a bit of a struggle. They're really struggling against Montreal right now. You have to think that, like, not everyone's 100%. No one's ever 100% in the playoffs. If somebody's 100% in the playoffs, they're not playing hard enough, like, health-wise. And you have to think, like, their struggles, and if they get through these struggles, like, yeah, they'll have that momentum, be like, okay, we can overcome anything, but that also kind of takes a hit to your momentum too, because you're like, we got through these tough times. How do we get through this team that's hasn't lost a single game? So
yeah.
But I mean, if either of those teams hand Carolina their first loss of the playoffs, especially in Game 1, then it'll be interesting to see how Carolina responds, because they've had all this rest. They've been perfect these playoffs. They've only trailed leave once or twice. And if they lose game 1 of the conference finals, you're like, uh-oh. Let's hope they don't get swept or gentlemen swept again.
Yeah.
But I want to talk a little bit about the Flyers now. Flyers fans, they didn't seem that too upset about the loss because they're like, great season, exceeded expectations. Big whoop. Good job, I guess, Philly. But I believe that the big question mark for this offseason is Matvei Michkov. Correct me if I'm wrong. He is supposed to be an RFA this year, and the last 2 seasons have been interesting, to say the least. He obviously had a bit of a, I don't want to say a weird, okay, last year was his rookie season. That's my mistake. This is his second season. He had torts as his coach. Yeah, so he should still have another year, but like you're going to want to extend him. I mean, he had 63 points in his rookie season. That's pretty good, especially for the player he was expected to be, but he was also coached by John Tortorella, and they didn't always see eye to eye. And then this year, he only had 51 points, so not like a major drop-off, but still less than last year. And he played one more game this year than he did last year, 81. There's a pop-up ad blocking the stats on elite prospects. But he was scratched for some games in the playoffs, not looking like the player they want him to be. And like all these other young guys on this team, they were clicking under Rick Tocchet, and his message was getting across to them. And there were like rumors at the beginning of the season that Michkov didn't show up in shape. Like, I mean, what do you make of this whole situation? Because I don't really know what to make of it, because he's still very early in his career, and he could still be a very good player. I mean, sometimes just take a couple seasons to get used to it, get your feet under you in this league. But like, people are already starting to like panic, like, do we get rid of him? Do we trade him? Like, okay, is there a reason you're trading him that's not skill related? Like, what's going on here?
Future Penguin, Matvei Michkov.
Are you sure?
Yes, because Dubas loves his Russians. So him and Malkin and Chinakhov would be the greatest line in second greatest line in Penguins history. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's just, I don't know. It has to do with something of him and coaches. Like, I don't just know how I don't know. There's gotta be something going on between him and coaches, because first it was Tortorella. Tortorella seemed to like figure him out though, because he ended up still playing well. And then this year, I just don't know if him and Tocchet are like, I don't know. I think he wants to play a specific style of game, and Tortorella was like, okay, fine, as long as you're being successful. I still don't like it, but as long as you're being successful. And then Tocchet's like, no, I want you guys to play this way. And yeah, I think it's you know, the other younger players, I think, adapted to how Tocchet wanted them to play, but Michkov didn't. So I think that's kind of where the issue is, where I don't know where it's going to go from here. I think he's going to obviously stay on Philly. I don't think it's going to get to a point where he's going to get traded or anything.
No.
Not right now, but we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think best thing that him and the Flyers could do this offseason wouldn't be great for the Penguins, because we don't want to see the Flyers succeed. But just unbiasedly here, the best thing that he can do is just have a conversation with Rick Tocchet. Like, figure out like where they don't agree. Maybe try and start to see eye to eye. And if the whole like out of shape thing is like true, then I mean, start getting in shape now. I mean, I don't know. I'm not Michikov's trainer. I don't know the validity of those claims. But I mean, just talking things through is like a good place to start, and then you get to training camp and try and like execute that on the ice. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see where that goes. It's also interesting right now. I have the blur effect on for my background, and part of my hair is blurring with the background. That's fun. I should have used a curling iron instead of the curling wand. It's way too curly. It's fine. We did this like 2 minutes before sitting down. Let's move on now to another series. I'll swap them a bit. We brought up Montreal and Buffalo. We'll stay in the East. That, I'm going to be honest, the Habs are, even though I picked them in my bracket, they're kind of surprising me right now.
I don't know.
Buffalo's been a wagon.
Or Buffalo is struggling. I don't
know. I mean, Buffalo has been a wagon all year. So like when this series started, I was like, this is a toss-up. I don't know who could win this. I wouldn't be surprised either way. I think I would be less surprised if it was Buffalo. But you would think that Montreal hard-fought battle against Tampa, 1-goal games almost the entire series, going 7, having a really weird Game 7 win. You'd think they'd be beat a little bit, and they weren't able to capitalize in Game 1 and take that win. But back-to-back wins for the Habs now. They lead the series 2-1, and after like 2 multi-goal wins against the Sabres last night in Montreal, they defeated them 6-2. So, like you said, Nick, you don't know if it's just Montreal playing well or Buffalo struggling. I mean, it certainly could be a mix of both. Like, somebody asked Tage Thompson after Game 2, like, Tage, they straight up just said, Tage, are you playing with an injury? And he's like, that's not your business. Like, I don't know who that was that asked him that, but as a current student trying to just learn as much as I can about broadcasting and interviews, yeah, before we graduate and get into the world and try and find a job, that's an example of what not to do. Like, it's the playoffs. Everybody is playing with some sort of injury. That is a given. You know that before the first game even begins. Yeah. And any injury information, you also know, does not come out until the very end of the team season, whenever they get eliminated. Like, I don't have it in front of me, and I frankly don't want to pull it up. The Dallas Stars had an incredibly long list of injuries that I read. I was like, holy cow. Nobody knew about, like, I mean, there was Tyler Seguin, of course, that we knew about, but he was out for a while before that. But most of those, like, nobody knew anything about those. And, like, if you're going to find out about an injury during the playoffs, it's because a player is too injured to actually get in the game. Like, I don't know, they shattered their hand, so we'll just say, just because he's at the forefront of my mind, Jackson Blake is out with an upper body injury tonight. They're not going to tell you the details. You'll find out the details when the season's over, whether it ends with the cup or in an elimination. But, I mean, I don't want to speculate on Tage Thompson's health. Again, not everybody's 100% healthy in the playoffs. If you are you trying? That's just my take. I mean, if you are trying and you are 100% healthy, like, kudos to you. Way to take care of your body and play hard. But, I mean, Buffalo wanted to get going early in Game 3, and they did. They got a goal from Tage Thompson, not even a minute into the game, but they're having a hard time solving Jakub Dobiš.
Yeah, he's been my MVP for the playoffs so far.
Oh.
He's absolutely unreal. I didn't even know who this dude was. Like, until he was, like, got called up, I think. I don't even remember how I found out
I
about
think
this
he
guy.
was there at the start of the year. Because I think it was him and
No, not this
Montembeault.
year. It was last year. He got, like, called up or something.
Okay, I guess it was the last year you called.
I was
Yeah.
like, who is this guy? And, like, well, I know who he is now. Holy moly,
Yeah.
he's good.
Yeah. And it was good to see last night from Montreal too. Cole Caulfield got on the scoreboard. He hasn't been as offensively present in this series. Only 2 goals for him so far. So hopefully he can get going for Montreal. Just a random, not really an actual stat. People know that Cole Caulfield's nickname is Mr. Saturday Night. He's always scoring goals on Saturdays. They have not played a game on a Saturday yet in these playoffs, Montreal. So if they have, I believe it's, if they go to game 6, they have that on Saturday next week. So, I mean, Montreal, if you have a chance to clinch it on home ice, it might be on a Saturday. You've got Mr. Saturday Night. Who knows what could happen?
Montreal also, the stadium pulse in that arena last night was, if I'm Buffalo, I'm shivering. Like, that was loud.
I want to go to the Bell Center so bad. It could be, I'd love to go during these playoffs, but that's just not going to happen. But I just want to go in general one time to say I've been. I don't care who they're playing. If they're playing like the Flyers or the Capitals, I'll throw on some Habs gear because I'd cheer against anybody who plays them.
Well, the other thing I noticed, and they brought it on the broadcast, every single person there was wearing a home jersey.
Yeah, my dad even said something last night. He's like, wow,
Like,
almost
you
everybody's in
didn't
a
wear
home
the
jersey.
away jersey. It was the home jersey, and everyone was wearing one.
That's really interesting because, like, I know with Winnipeg they have the whiteout, so like that's just like a tradition. But
It's
with
not even
Montreal,
like a red out or anything.
no, they don't like
That's just
declare
what they
one or
wear.
they just do it. It's just Montreal's unbelievable. It's
I've
crazy.
never seen somebody wear the exact same jersey like ever. Like, that's just, oh my gosh. Montreal's built different.
It is. It really is. Yeah. So the Sabres gave up 5 in game 2, gave up 6 in game 3. Do you think the Sabres should maybe go back to Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen for a game, or okay?
Yes. Poor Lion was left out to dry yesterday. They needed to pull him, I think, at some point during that game, but they didn't, and he didn't even play that bad. He didn't even play bad.
Just
There
their
was no effort in
defense.
front of him. There was no effort in front of him.
So how do you expect Buffalo to respond in game 4, which I believe is Tuesday, if I'm correct?
It's impossible, but you gotta block out as much of the noise as you can. You're not gonna block out all the noise there, I'll tell you that.
The Lightning were able to take steal a couple games in Montreal during that
You
series,
gotta,
so it's
you
possible.
gotta do what you did in the start. I know it didn't work last game, but you gotta get the first goal again, quiet the crowd, but then you gotta keep pushing and keep pushing.
I think you gotta get the first 2. Like, I know a 2-goal lead is not a safe lead in hockey.
You need to get the first 2 goals.
But with
how
Buffalo's been playing lately, like you said, you need to take that crowd out of it because that crowd is working against you. That is the loudest building in the league in these playoffs.
And it's not even close.
It's not. It really isn't. And
go ahead.
Well, I think I was just going to circle back to my point. You have to take away that factor because that fuels Montreal. That distracts you as a Sabres player because it's so loud. That's going to affect your communication with your teammates.
Yeah.
Like, you need to, first and foremost, you have to try and handle that situation because it's going to be loud from puck drop. So you got to be able to figure out ways to communicate in the midst of all that madness. But killing that crowd with two goals in the first period, especially two quick goals. I mean, get 2 goals in the first 2 goals either way. Get them in the first period. If they're in quick succession, great. If they're not, that's okay. But I think either way, you're gonna quiet that crowd down a little bit, and that's gonna help you tremendously. And then if you quiet that crowd, you can communicate better. You play better, and that can really help turn things around for the Sabres.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else to add.
I mean, I was about to move on, so. All right, moving over to the Western Conference now. The Colorado Avalanche and the Minnesota Wild series. Game 3 was on Saturday, and Minnesota finally getting themselves a win, finally handing the Avalanche their first loss of these playoffs. They looked great. Colorado looked sloppy. Nick, talk to me about Minnesota. Minnesota.
Well, Kirill Kaprizov and Quinn Hughes are the best duo I've ever seen. Maybe not the best duo I've ever seen, but
we've seen
of this playoffs, yes. This team is built different. I mean, Colorado.
What do you think changed on Minnesota's side in this game compared to Game 2? Because I mean, I don't really want to ask about Game 1. That was just okay.
We're talking about loud buildings. Minnesota's pretty loud too.
How about like on ice play specifically?
Well, yeah, I think they got out of the gate. There was a few big hits there to set the tone. I think they started with the fourth line, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Or at least they gave them an early shift of the Foligno brothers, and I'm blanking on who else is on the line with them, but they set the tone, and from there, I think Minnesota the momentum was just there. They took advantage of it, and not to mention, it also helps when Colorado did not stay disciplined, and they took full advantage on the power play. So that definitely helps when you're getting power plays handed to you. And they took advantage. Everything just kind of worked in Minnesota's favor, and Colorado just could not. It slipped from their grasp, and they just couldn't recover.
Yeah, and it's Nico Sturm that centers that fourth line with the Foligno brothers.
It was Sturm.
I think a big factor in this game was John Hines deciding to return to Jesper Wallstedt in net, and I think having those, they had 3 days off between games 2 and 3, which is just crazy. But I think having that rest helped. But also, Wallsted's hasn't been used to playing so many games consecutively because he's kind of in that tandem with Gustafsson. Like, I don't think they do the whole back and forth rotation necessarily like the Penguins did. I think maybe it was a little more like, okay, you get 2 games, you get 3, you get 2, blah, 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 whatever. But I mean, Wallsted's also a rookie. He's never experienced this much playoff hockey before. So I think that was a big reason why, I mean, game 1 was rough on both goalies, but a little more rough on him. Like, just had never experienced this level of hockey for this long before. And I think even though they lost game 2, putting Gustafsson in for that game was beneficial to Wallstedt because he was able to take a bit of a break, and he came back in this one. He was on his game, looked like the Jesper Wallstedt we've seen most of this year, and I mean, helped backstop Mini to their first win of the series. So hopefully now that he's got that rest, he's gonna get going here, keep playing the way he's been playing these whole playoffs, and help the Wild tie the series up tonight.
I'm sorry, what did you say his name was?
Wallstedt. What did I do wrong?
Wallstedt.
Wallstedt?
Wallstedt.
Now you said it completely different.
Jesper Wallstedt.
Jesper Wallstedt.
You said Wallstedt because Fleury played the prank on him?
Okay, I did not say it because of the way Fleury played the prank. I think that's just the way I've been hearing it this entire time. I'm going to listen more closely tonight. And maybe I've been saying it wrong I've been hearing it wrong this entire time. So, my bad, Jesper Wallstad. And if I happen to be correct and Nick's wrong, I'm going to make sure everybody hears it on the podcast next week. But we'll see. Because Nick, you don't pronounce every name correctly. I'm going to call you out on Miro
mispronounced?
Miro Heiskanen. Heiskanen. It's either Heiskanen or no, it's Heiskanen. It's not Heiskanen. I never hear anybody call him Heiskanen except for you.
My bad. It's Dallas.
So,
they're in Cancun. It doesn't even matter.
They are in Cancun, but like it's just sometimes it's a bit. Sometimes when things get mispronounced, it's a bit of a pet peeve. So if I am mispronouncing, I'm sorry for being my own pet peeve. Any thoughts for tonight's game? Game
Minnesota
4.
in by 100.
By 100. Okay. You don't think that Nathan MacKinnon's flipper swim will give him extra energy? I don't know what to say.
Heck no, bro. That's embarrassing, bro.
Why is it embarrassing?
Why are you over there in a pool in a snorkel gear in the middle of Minnesota?
Just let the man swim. I have no issues with it. I mean,
he's practicing for Cancun.
Hey, pro athletes recover in many different ways, and we are not pro athletes, so we can't understand their recovery. But I'll go just have fun with your flippers, Nathan MacKinnon. Moving on to the other series in the West, Ducks Golden Knights. Game 4 was last night.
Quack, quack.
What? Quack, quack, indeed. I thought you were cheering for Vegas because I've seen you post Go Knights Go.
Quack, quack.
Okay, I don't know who you're cheering for. Wow. Words. I am cheering for the Ducks. But speaking of the Ducks and quack, quack, the Ducks tied the series last night, winning by a final score of 4-3. Mark Stone was out for Vegas in this one. I don't know what his injury was. They found a clip and put it up on the broadcast on ESPN last night, and it seemed like Mark Stone made no contact with anybody. It just I don't know if he just twisted something weird when he was skating, but they could tell there was visible pain in his face. He was wincing, and he went off after that shift, tried to walk it off, and then just didn't really come back.
Where even is he in this play?
Are you trying to look up the injury?
Nobody
touches him. He just...
Well, he ran into the Ducks guy, but he barely tapped him.
Yeah, it's... Mark Stone needs to just be in bubble wrap or something. But considering that it was a very low contact injury, but I don't know if the bubble wrap would work.
He's also not one to miss a playoff game.
No, and I'm not saying that he's faking an injury. I would never say that for any hockey players, except if they're embellishing to try and get a power play. That's the only time I really see hockey players fake anything, because they'll play through bones where the ligaments are torn off the bone, with collapsed lungs, with their jaws sewn shut.
Yeah.
They will play through all of that. I will never, ever think that any hockey player is faking an injury, because I have seen so many players play through crazy injuries. So I'm not saying Mark Stone's faking an injury. I'm just saying it was a weird play. But Vegas was without him for this one. Ducks top the Golden Knights, and the big story for the Ducks in this one was their power play. Their power play was 50% against the Oilers, and they had done nothing in this series against Vegas. And finally, they get 4 power plays in this one. They capitalize on 2 of them, so they were 50% in this game. One of those power play goals was scored by Alex Killorn. That was their go-ahead goal at the time. The game winner ended up going to, I believe, Ian Moore is his name. So, Nick, I don't know how much you paid attention to this game with it being a late one. It's getting hard to stay up for these late ones. I'm excited for when the conference finals come around and every game is at 8 o'clock. And I don't have to be falling asleep at the end.
I did not watch this game. I played Fortnite in NHL instead. But I was keeping track on my phone. Anyway, I don't really have much analysis because I didn't watch the game. But I do have a fun little stat.
Ooh, I mean, we lost our Statman Jake has retired, so like we need somebody to start stepping up. We'll all step up. So please tell me the stat.
So about that goal he scored, normally he's been alternating between defense and wing, like the whole season. He played the first 2 games on wing, and he was there, you know. He got healthy scratch in Game 3. Game 4, they put him back on defense, and he then scored.
Yeah, that's great for him.
That's all I have from this game.
Great for him. Great for the Ducks. That one ended up being the game winner, like I said. One thing I did want to bring up, though, for Vegas, I know, obviously, they didn't come out on top in this game, but Tomas Hertl, who he was a pickup by Vegas last year, 2 years ago at the deadline. So that was a great pickup by them. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. But he hadn't scored a goal since March 4th, which is crazy. And he finally got on the score sheet last night to try and pull Vegas within the tie. They're trying to tie it. But I think that's huge for Vegas because now they have one of their offensive depth pieces who hasn't been getting on the score sheet.
Yeah.
Finally got a goal. He got that monkey off his back. Now they're heading back to Vegas, so hopefully that energizes Hertl more. He can keep producing, but I mean now this is a best of 3 now. So Nick, what? I mean, I said Ducks in 7 to be different for fun. I could still see it happening, but I mean, you got the cup experience of Vegas going up against this young Ducks team. This mixture of a Ducks team. They've got a ton of young pieces, but they have those veterans in Kreider, Trouba, John Carlson, Alex Killorn, who got on the score sheet last night, as I mentioned. So with these 2 kind of different makeups of teams, what do you expect from these next 2, possibly 3 games of the series?
I expect it to be close. I think.
You think this is going to? You think this will keep being a goalie battle between Dostal and Hart? Or you think because Dostal's been like, I mean, he's had good games, but he's also had some pretty leaky games.
I don't know. This series is like weird to like a vibe. I don't know. I'm not the Lord. I don't know the future. But That's true. I do know that. I mean, I know it's going to go 6 or 7 games. I just don't know.
Well, it has to go 6 at this point.
Yeah. I don't know. This series is so hard to get a read on. It's kind of like Montreal Buffalo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
These playoffs are such a toss-up. I'm also, now that Philly's out, I'm at the point where I frankly, like, I'm gonna be tuned in, of course, because the playoffs are amazing. But like, I'm at the point where I frankly don't have any care of who wins the cup because my team is out and the team I hate is out. So regardless of who wins, I'm not going to be miserable. So
yeah, neither am I, honestly.
So
like,
that's what makes it so nice now is I can just, there's no more hate watching. I can just enjoy. And like I'm cheering for Minnesota. I would like them to win. But even if they lose to the Avs, I still like the Avs. Go for it, Colorado. Break that President's Trophy curse. I don't care if you win. I don't care if Montreal wins. I know, like, I mean, now
Montreal
there are other
teams.
they would be fun. Like, I know personally it's fun to hold that over Canada's head, being like, oh, you haven't won a cup in 30 plus years. Like,
Montreal would be on fire if they won.
I would like if Montreal's the team to break that drought, I don't care.
I would love to see that celebration.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Same
like,
with Buffalo,
go for it.
If Buffalo won the cup, oh my lord.
If Buffalo won the cup, if Montreal won the cup, that would go crazy. If Carolina won the cup,
cool, because then that core would finally get a cup.
Yeah.
I mean, Vegas.
Vegas is probably like okay. Let's do something fun real quick. Go off the notes here. I want you to rank 1 through 7 who you would be happiest with winning the Stanley Cup. Not saying that you'd be super angry if your 7th team won, because that's where I'm at right now. But I will go back and forth. We can start at 7. 7, I feel like we might have the same team.
7, I would probably go the Ducks.
Really? The Ducks?
Yeah, because, like, it's...
I was going to say Vegas.
I mean, Vegas is, like, 6.
6? Oh, I guess that's next. Vegas is 7th for me. I mean, like, I know there are a lot of people who hate Vegas. I'm not, like, a Vegas hater or anything.
I don't hate them either.
But, like, they're not my favorite team either, but I'm just, like... like, the only thing that, like, I know that we should probably just throw out the whole Marner-Toronto narrative now. Like, we need to stop talking about it. Which, shout out Mitch Marner. He's been unbelievable for Vegas. Had a hat trick in Game 3.
That's so good.
I think that's the only reason why I would, like, that would be the main reason why I would be fine with Vegas winning, is because that'd be kind of, for Marner to get his cup, and that'd also be kind of funny to see Toronto fans' reactions.
Yeah, that's
like yours.
Okay, Vegas is, Anaheim would be 7th, because, like, it's Anaheim. Like, 2 people would celebrate that. Actually, no. I know, like, 6 people that would celebrate that.
I'm trying. And
that's
I'm
really,
debating.
Like,
I'm debating between putting Anaheim or Carolina at 6, because Carolina's in our division. Like, we don't hate them like we do the Capitals, the Flyers, the Rangers, frankly. They're just kind of there. And, like, I mean, I like a lot of players on Carolina. If I had to pick, like, one team in the Metro that was my second favorite Metro team, it'd probably be Carolina. Not that I'm, like, a Hurricanes lover. I'm not a Caniac. But, like, I mean, sometimes you just want to be the best in your division. You don't want somebody else to be better than you. Yeah. Who do I want to... Give me your number 6. I'm gonna ponder here for a second.
Probably Vegas.
Okay.
But, like, I'd be happy for Marner.
I'll put Anaheim at 6, because they just got back into the playoffs for the first time in years. So, like, if they won the cup right away, that'd be kind of like, I mean, that'd be really impressive. But also it'd be like you had all the suffering.
At least in Vegas, you'd have, like, it's, like, cool because
they have fans in Anaheim. Like, I mean, their fan base isn't as huge as other fan bases that are still left. But, like, the Honda Center's rocking during these playoff games. And I do like a lot of their young players. like Seneca and Leo Carlson.
No,
So
I
I
do
mean, it'd be cool to
too.
see
Like, I
them.
wouldn't be upset,
And
but
Cutter
it's also
Gauthier.
like,
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna be so upset if anyone wins. I'm just ranking them. So
mm-hmm.
I'll put the Ducks at 6. Number 5, I'll put Carolina there because I think also just seeing them constantly get to the conference finals and fail, I just kind of feel bad for them at this point. But I mean, they don't have to go through Florida, so there's a chance.
Yeah, my 5 is Colorado.
Oh yeah, I just said 5. Okay. Um, who's your 4?
This is when it starts getting tough. 4 would be Carolina.
Okay. I'm gonna put Colorado at 4. I mean, I like McKinnon, I like McCarr, and Landeskog. They already have their cup, but like, it'd be cool to see them win it again. Number 3. Ooh, this is where it's tough. I'm gonna put Montreal there. They're a really close second, but I'll just explain more when I give my number 2. Who's your number 3?
I think I gotta go with you of Montreal. Like, if any of these 3 teams win, I'd be so happy for
Yeah,
them.
same.
But
Um,
like Montreal, they've at least won it, so
yeah. Your number 2?
number 2, if I'm being honest, I'd probably say like unbiasedly the Wild.
Okay. I'm gonna put Buffalo at 2.
See, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Like I think, and this is my whole inner debate with 1 and 2, because like you said, Montreal's won it. They've won it the most out of everybody. I know it's been 30 years, but like,
they haven't won it in 30 years though.
yeah, they haven't won it in 30 years. Canada hasn't won it in 30 years.
Exactly.
I'd be fine if they're the team to do it. But also Buffalo's never won it, and this is Buffalo's first time back in the playoffs in 14 years. So like, I would love that for their fan base. Like, I'm so happy for them that they're already this far. If they won a cup, that would be incredible. And then my number 1 is Minnesota right now. I feel like when the Penguins are out, I feel like I'm more a little impartial, if that's the right word, towards Western teams. Because like, I don't hate a lot of Western teams just because I don't have an issue with them because my team's in the East. And like, it'd be cool to see Boldy, Hughes, and Faber get a Stanley Cup after getting a gold medal this year.
Yeah.
And Bill Guerin finally getting, well, I mean, he won a cup as a player, but finally getting one as a GM because he's been working to build this team for years, and they finally got over that hump of the first round. To see them just keep battling going. Yeah, Kaprizov. The Foligno brothers, seeing them win a cup together would be unreal.
Nick's final year.
Is Nik retiring?
Yeah, it sounds like it. That's why he got traded to Minnesota.
Yeah, so seeing that would
play
just...
with his brother. And if they won a cup together...
That would be amazing.
I know.
Like, I would love that. That would be one of the best storylines of the whole Stanley Cup final.
That's why they're
but
too.
By default, your number 1 is Buffalo. I think that one's self-explanatory.
Like if Buffalo, like, I have several friends, like family friends who are Sabres fans, like multiple, and I know like what it means for them. The city of Buffalo would cease to exist after they win the cup. Like, the fans would. Like, Buffalo's a passionate fan base, and they endured so much suffering. And they've never won a cup since in the...
They've never won a cup. They haven't won a
50
Super Bowl,
years.
correct?
Yeah, they've never won a Super Bowl.
They haven't won anything.
No, so this city finally getting a championship would...
It'd be awesome.
Like, I'm pretty sure the Bills are like 0-2, 0-3 in Super Bowls, and the Sabres are 0-4. Or 0-3? 0-3?
I think they've only made the Cup one time, and I think that was against Dallas.
No, they've made it before. In the 70s,
more than once? Oh, I think I only know the Dallas one because that was the skate in the crease.
Sabres Stanley Cup appearances, 1975 and 1999.
Oh, I guess they've done it twice. All right.
And then Bills Super Bowl appearances.
Get that stat and then we'll move on.
They have lost 4 Super Bowls.
Ooh, that's tough. So yeah, we gotta get some good things going.
Including one where they missed the game-winning kick and it went wide right.
No.
So this team is 0-6 in championship appearances. They need something, dude.
Yeah, they do. All right. Well, before we move on to our next topic, I wanted to go over our standings in our Have a Shift Day bracket challenge. Surprisingly, I'm in first, but that's not going to last long because my max amount of points is 184, and I'm at 84 right now. So I'm going to drop. My cup winner was Dallas, so they're out, obviously.
Stars.
In second place, Sophia. She has the Habs winning the cup. Nik, you are in third with the Avalanche winning. Jake is in fourth. He had the Penguins. Ryan is in fifth. He has the Hurricanes. Maddie and Drew are tied for sixth. Maddie has the Penguins. Drew has the Avalanche. Bree is in eighth with the Penguins, and Faith is in ninth with the Penguins. So that is the
really optimistic this year.
I mean, first time in 4 years, there was some bias in these. So
oh yeah, I know.
We're gonna be biased if our team's in the playoffs. I mean, my bracket wasn't that biased, but I would rather my bracket fail and the Penguins succeed. But unfortunately, both things have happened. So yeah, great job by me this year. Moving on, before we get into some other NHL news, I wanted to give another PWHL news update since we don't have Ryan. No Frosty 5 this week. But the Minnesota Frost and the Montreal Victoire play in a winner-take-all Game 5 tonight. A trip to the Walter Cup Finals is on the line, so either the Frost will have a chance to continue their title defense going for that three-peat, or the Victoire will become the first number 1 seeded team to make it to the finals. Because, Nik, I don't know if you're aware of how this works, but the first place, so 4 teams make the playoffs, and the first place team, they get to choose their opponent between the 3rd seed and the 4th seed. And
they get to choose?
They get to choose. But
what?
Both of the previous years so far in the league, the number 1 seed has not won. They've lost to the team that they chose. So last year, the Victoire, they finished first, and they chose the Ottawa Charge, and the Charge beat them. I don't remember who it was in the first year, but that's how their playoffs work. And it's essentially like the President's Trophy curse, except you're choosing your own death here. So, and the Victoire chose to play the 2-time defending champs. But, I mean, honestly, that was kind of a smart move by them because they swept them in the regular season. But now series is tied 2 apiece, and winner moves on tonight to face the Ottawa Charge in the Walter Cup Finals, who just defeated the Boston Fleet in 4 games. So that was a 3-1 series win for the Charge. They won Game 4 in double overtime. Michaela Cava getting the game winner to send the Charge back to the Walter Cup Finals. Quick bounce back to the Minnesota Frost real quick. I kind of jumped around there. Sydney Morin has been a standout performer for the Frost. She's a defender for the Frost. She has only had 4 goals in her entire career up to this point. She has 4 goals in this series alone now. So she's stepped up big time. She scored 2 goals for the Frost in Game 4 to help them survive, stave off elimination, and force this Game 5. And also Maddie Rooney has been in net for the entire series for the Frost. They have the luxury of having 2 number 1 goalies in Rooney and Nicole Hensley. And last year during the playoffs, they kind of went back and forth, used that whole tandem, used both Rooney and Hensley. But Rooney has been standing strong in net, holding her position. And they played a back-to-back this week. Kind of weird with the schedule. And Rooney started both games. And she's been on her game this whole series. Oh my goodness, hello! So for context, quick context, I'm in my brother's room today just because my room is a mess and I didn't have time to straighten it up. And my wonderful dog, Gus, he tends to come in Andrew's room all the time. And I left the door open in case he wandered in, and he just wandered in and now he's leaving. What the heck? So, yeah, Gus was here. Gus left. But yeah, Maddie Rooney has been playing excellent for the Minnesota Frost. So we'll see what happens tonight. Go Frost. Ryan, if you happen to be watching this today before this game, let's hope we make it back to the finals. But one more bit of PWHL news, Nick, before you tell me your breaking news. The next expansion team has been announced. The PWHL is expanding and adding a team in Detroit. I am so excited for this one. I have a bunch of family in Detroit. I have a little cousin who plays hockey. You're kidding, Gus. He's crying to go outside. We might have to pause. But I'm so happy that now my little cousin has a team that she can watch and go to more games for. I'm also excited because now finally this is the closest team to Pittsburgh. The closest one for the past 3 years has been Toronto. That's a 6-hour drive. But now a 6-hour drive can be a 4-hour drive for me. So I've already told my cousins I'm coming up. I'm going to a game when the Frost are in town. So I'm going to go to my first PWHL game next year. I'm so excited. Nick, what is your news?
Today's Russ's birthday, so you can get half off.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Oh shoot, my dog has to go outside. Okay, so it might not be quick because he likes to wander. So let's try and wrap this up fast. I did have quite a few other notes, but the Pittsburgh Penguins made some re-signings over the past week. They re-signed Connor Dewar to a 2-year contract worth a $2.25 million AAV, and Ilya Solovyov to a 1-year $850,000 contract. So, Nick, huge that they're bringing back Dewar. I'm so glad they're keeping him.
Yes.
Thoughts on that, and also thoughts on Solovyov coming back?
Dewar, so happy you're back. Solovyov, okay. Dewar, dude, he is, I love him. He's so good in the fourth line. He can provide offense. He's an elite penalty killer. I'm huge player they're bringing back here. Huge for the fourth line. Solovyov, welcome back, I guess. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy about the Dewey signing too. I mean, I figured it was only a matter of time. That was my dog.
I thought that was a smoke alarm.
No, he has an interesting range of barks. Like, he will have a very high-pitched bark when he needs to go outside, like right now, as you're hearing. When somebody's at the door, when someone's at the door and he tries to defend the house and be a tough guard dog, his bark gets really deep. I'm going to close this door for oh my goodness, for 2 seconds.
Let's just wrap this up. So
hang on. I just want to list off a couple other news things. Okay, so Toronto, they won the draft lottery. They get to pick first overall. Gavin McKenna is probably going to Toronto. And San Jose won the second overall pick for the second straight year. And Vancouver, unfortunately, dropped to third. So Vancouver fans, I am so sorry. But if it's any solace, you get the first overall pick in the PWHL draft. So there you go. That's a good one. Caroline Harvey is going to be unbelievable. Or whoever they take, because this draft class is crazy. Yeah. The Oh, Macklin Celebrini was named captain for Team Canada at the IHF World Championship. Didn't really expect that, but I mean, well deserved. So that's great for him. That's going to be a huge confidence booster, and I mean, that's got to be the future captain of the San Jose Sharks. And then finally, there were a couple more awards finalists announced last week. Norris finalists are Rasmus Dahlin, Cale Makar, and Zach Werenski. And the Hart finalists are Connor McDavid, Nikita Kucherov, and Nathan McKinnon. Any final thoughts, Nick? Because Gus has to go.
Cool trophy nominees. Celebrini as captain's pretty cool. Draft lottery's rigged. San Jose is going to be a dynamo for years to come, and Vancouver fans, I feel for you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching Have a Shift Day. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos. And Megan, go let your dog out, please.
Okay, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and X at @HaveAShift_A. We'll see you next week. Bye!
Bye.